Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Saad and I'm here to do a presentation on the topic Foreign Policy of Pakistan. What is foreign policy? The external policy of an independent sovereign state which it pursues in its relations with other nations of the world in order to seek its national interests is called foreign policy. Lord Palmerston said, in international relations there is neither a permanent friend nor a permanent enemy. There is only the interests of a nation which are important and the foreign policy of a nation ensures that. We will discuss some aims and objectives of foreign policy of Pakistan. Preservation of national independence. The Muslims of South Asia struggled hard against the British and Hindu leadership solely because they wanted to live like an independent and free nation. That is why preservation of national independence has always remained the paramount principle of foreign policy of Pakistan. Promotion of international cooperation. Pakistan became the member of the United Nations Organization in the very next month after its independence. As a member of the UN, Pakistan always supported the policy of resolving international disputes through negotiations. Pakistan used our good offices for conciliation among different countries of the world at many occasions. Friendly relation with Muslim countries. Pakistan is an important member of the Organization of Islamic Conference and all other international Islamic forums. Pakistan has had a brilliant record of upholding the case of Muslims in Palestine, Kashmir, Cyprus, Eritrea, and Bosnia. These are some of the Pakistan's foreign policy's phases. We'll discuss them one by one. First phase, foundations of the foreign policy. Outlining the goals of foreign policy, Jinnah declared, our foreign policy is one of friendliness and goodwill towards the nation of the world. We do not cherish aggressive designs against any country or nation. We believe in the principle of honesty and fair play in national and international dealings, and are prepared to make our utmost contribution to the promotion of peace and prosperity among the nations of the world. Pakistan will never be found lacking in extending its material and moral support to the oppressed and suppressed people of the world, and in upholding the principles of the United Nations Charter. Second phase. Pakistan and United States signed a mutual defense assistance in May 1954. Pakistan was guaranteed military and economic aid. In return, Pakistan's soil was used as a base for conducting reconnaissance operations against Soviet Union. In this way, Pakistan got entangled in the Cold War between the US and Soviet Union. The Mutual Defense Agreement between United States and Pakistan resulted in Pakistan's joining of SEATO. The aim of the pact was to develop capacity to resist attacks and promote economic progress and social well-being. In September 1955, Pakistan joined the Baghdad Pact, which later became the Central Treaty Organization, which is known as CENTO. Pakistan received assistance valued at $650 million and credit facilities worth up to $55 million. Pakistan received military, aerial and naval assistance also. Third phase. The foreign policy was changed due to this behavior of United States, which is Indo-US defense cooperation. Now Pakistan faced the threat of USSR invasion because Russia had shot down a spy plane of United States which was allowed to use PAF airbase for operations. The pilot was captured and he testified all of this. Because of this incident, Pakistan now tried to resolve ties with the Soviet Union and it diminished relations with the United States. Because Pakistan came on good terms with China, the Soviet Union gave assurance to India that if a confrontation with the United States or China developed, it would side with India. In 1971, Pakistan had to surrender. East Pakistan successfully seceded with the aid of India. Fourth phase. Pakistan left SEATO in 1972 because Zulfikar Ali Bhutto thought that the USA remained neutral in 1971 war. Thus, Pakistan resigned from SEATO. Pakistan became a member of the Non-Allied Summit in 1979. Pakistan looked to improve the relations with United States and USSR. Zulfikar Ali Bhutto visited Soviet Union to help normalize the relations. The meeting was marked as a reconciliation between the states and as a restoration of industrial cooperation. Fifth phase. In the Soviet-Afghan War, Pakistan supported Afghanistan. As a result of the war, many Afghans were killed and millions of them fled to Pakistan and Iran as refugees. Pakistan supported United Nations peacekeeping missions. Pakistan's armed forces are the third largest contributor of troops towards the United Nations peacekeeping efforts. Pakistan has always been a frontline ally in war on terrorism. Sixth phase. Undoubtedly, the Soviet-Afghan War affected Pakistan more deeply than any other country. The large concentration of refugees on Pakistani soil have given birth to many complex problems which are quite disturbing. The insurgency in Kashmir is an uprising revolt against Indian administration of Jammu and Kashmir. Some insurgent groups in Kashmir support complete independence, whereas others seek accessions to Pakistan. In May 1998, Pakistan conducted nuclear tests shortly after India's nuclear tests, declaring itself a nuclear weapon. Seventh phase, Pakistan and counter-terrorism. The September 11th attack, also referred to as the 9/11 attacks, were a series of four coordinated terrorist attacks by Al-Qaeda. They attacked the World Trade Center in the United States. Pakistan joined United States-led coalition against its former ally Afghanistan to safeguard its national interests. Washington immediately restored its traditional relationship with Pakistan, much to India's annoyance. In June 2002, Russian President Vladimir Putin and Chinese President Jiang Zemin held separate talks with President Musharraf. Putin said that Russia would continue to push for dialogue between Pak and India in an effort to avert war. Conclusion. Pakistan is an active nation against terrorism and religious extremism. The foreign policy of Pakistan seeks to promote the internationally recognized norms of interstate relations, that is, respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity for all states. Pakistan has made some difficult decisions in its fight against terrorism to ensure peace. This was all done to boost the image of Pakistan at international level. The foreign policy of Pakistan is primarily directed to the pursuit of national goals of seeking peace and stability through international cooperation. Special emphasis is laid on economic diplomacy to take advantages offered by the process of globalization, as also to face challenges of the 21st century. That is all for today. Thank you and Allah Hafiz.